Hello and welcome to all in this video lecture series on 8051 microcontroller. We are talking about timer section present in 8051 microcontroller, and in today's session we are going to talk about the timer programming as counter. So when we talk about 8051 microcontroller, we know that two basic 16-bit registers are there. The first one is called as a timer 0 and the second one is called as a timer 1. Both these 16-bit registers can be used either as timer or as a counter. Okay, so these two 16-bit registers can be used either as timer or as a counter, right? And when these registers are used as a timer, then the internal clock source is used for the operation, whereas when this is used as a counter, then external clock source is used, right? So this is a basic difference between this timer and counter operation. So as just discussed, simple, the timer can also used as a counter, and in order to count the events which are happening outside the 8051 microcontroller. When it is used as a counter, means when the timer block is used as a counter, it is a pulse outside the 8051 microcontroller that increments the TH and TL register, right? And in order to configure this timer as counter, we have to rely on TMOD register, which is nothing but the 8-bit register that contains the bit, say gate C/T bar M1 M0 for this upper 4 bit to control the timer 1, and again gate C/T bar M1 and M0, the lower 4 bit associated with this timer 0, right? So as indicated, when C/T bar is 1, simple, the specific timer is going to work in a counter, right? If I am going to make this bit as a 1, then timer 1 will work as a counter. If we make this bit as a 1, then timer 0 works as a counter, right? So the counter count up the pulses fed from pin number 14 and 15 of 8051 microcontroller, and these pins are generally known as timer 0 input and timer 1 input, right? So the T0 is known as timer 0 input and the T1 pin is known as timer 1 input, right? So as indicated, pin number 14 is nothing but P3.4 termed as T0, and pin number 15 is P3.5 which is termed as T1, right? So here when we are going to configure timer 0 as counter, then whatever the pulses that received on pin T0 going to cause the timer 0 to increment by 1, means it is dealing with the counter operation. And if we make this C/T bar bit as a 1, that means we are configuring the timer 1 in a counter mode, then the pulses which are received on T1 pin will cause the timer content to increment by 1, means the counter operation, right? So here the basic preview of both simple this timer. Here we are configuring the timer in mode 1, and here we are configuring the timer in mode 2, and for both it is going to work as a counter, right? So what it indicate, the timer is there into counter in mode 1, and here the timer is used as a counter in mode 2. So what will happen, whatever the pin, right, so associated with a specific timer, if I am dealing with timer 0, then P3.4, the pulses received on P3.4 cause these timer content to be get increment by 1, and as the mode 1 is a 16-bit mode, right from 0 to 65535, the pulses are counted up, right? And when the next pulse is received, then it is going to deal with this overflow concept, right? And this overflow is indicated by setting this TF flag to 1, right? Similarly, in mode 2, as it is a 8-bit auto reload mode, fine. Initially, for this counter operation, as it is a 8-bit mode, the minimum value is 0 and the maximum value that can be counted is 255, right? So when the next pulse is received, then the timer is get resetted, right? And because of that, this overflow flag is set here, right? Okay, so this is what here the thing that need to be consideration, okay, or remembered is what? Simple, the clock source, right? As a counter of application, we are using this external clock pulse, that is pin T0 and T1, and here also pin T0 and pin T1, right? And the important one, this C slash T bar, the C slash T bar bit is made to 1, and because of that, as C slash T bar is made to 1, right, the timer is going to work into the counter, right? So let us consider this simple example. So this example will demonstrate how exactly the timer is configured as a counter. Assume that the clock pulses are fed to pin T1. Write a program for counter 1 in mode 2 to count the pulses and display the state of TL1 count on board pin P2, which is connected to 8 LEDs. Now just try to get the meaning here, right? Assume that the clock pulses are fed into pin T1. Means what? No doubt associated with the timer the two pins are there, that is one is a T0, another is a T1, out of which we are supposed to configure this pin T1, that is P3.5 as input. And as we are dealing with a T1, T1 means what? Indirectly we are using timer 1. We are using timer 1, which is again reflected or indicated here. What is that? Program for counter 1. Counter 1 in the sense what? Just configure timer as counter. Right? Just configure this timer as counter. So in which timer we have to use? We have to use the timer 1 into the counter operation. And in mode 2. Mode 2 means what? 8-bit auto reload. So how the things will work here? Initially, we have to make this TL1 register equal to 0. When we start the timer, the TL1 content are get loaded with TH1 content, so automatically these content are equal to 0. And the moment at which one clock pulse is received on pin T1, these content are get incremented by 1. For next clock pulse, content get incremented by 1. For next clock pulse, content get incremented by 1. In this way, the status of TL is continuously get updated by 1. So the data present in this TL1 is goes on incrementing by 1. And in short, whatever the value that present on TL register is nothing but the number of clock pulses that are received on T1 port, right, or pin T1, that is on P3.5. So what it indicates? Simple, we are going to count the pulses that received on T1. So what will happen? It is going to say simple count up to 255, and once it reaches to 255, it is goes on 0 0, and again this values get updated. So what we are supposed to do? Simple, the T1 is going to take the pulses, and these pulses are going to cause the TL1 content to increment by 1, and whatever the status is there, that we have to send on port pin P2 where the LEDs are connected, right? So in this way, simple, we have to proceed for this. So let us check the step-by-step execution. So the step 1, what we are supposed to do? Load the TMOD register with the required value means what? What we are supposed to do here, right? Just wait. So step number 1, load TMOD with required value. What value we are supposed to do here? So just recall the configuration of TMOD register. First gate, then C slash T bar, the next one is M1, then M0, again this gate bit, followed by C slash T bar, again M1 and M0, right? So now we are going to make use of timer 1 only, and because of that, the lower 4 bit which are associated with the timer 0 are set to 0. So it is 0 0 0 0. Now corresponding to timer 1, we have to configure the timer 1 as a counter. So now it is equal to 1, right? And we have to follow the mode 2. So for mode 2, this status is a 1 0. So when I am going to pay attention towards the value of TMOD register, then the value of TMOD register is a 60H. That is what simple 60H. Okay. So first we have to load the value TMOD is equal to 60H. So here what it will do, it is first going to select timer 1, then see first it selects timer 1. The timer 1 is configured as a counter, and it is going to work as a counter in mode. So this task is entirely done by this 60H. Okay. Next step, clear TH1 register. As it is a 8-bit auto reload mode, the data whatever present in TH register when we start the timer automatically get loaded into TL, and we have to start the counting from beginning, and hence the TH register we have to set to 0, right? Then make T1 pin as a input, because here the pulses are fed to T1, right? So as we have to count the pulses, the pin status of this T1 pin should be input. Then start the timer. So the moment at which we start the timer, the value which is present in TH1 get loaded into TL1, and now the TL1 content are get incremented by 1 continuously depending upon the pulses that received on T1. Means in short, we are going to count the pulses present on T1, right? So take data from TL1 into accumulator, because we have to send this data to port P2. So this content at every time after incrementing, I am going to copy into accumulator, and this accumulator content I am going to send simple to the port P2 where my LEDs are connected, right? So in this way, right? And this activity or this operation I am going to do from 0 to 255 pulses. Once it reach to the maximum value, that is 255, simple, the flag is get set, right? So earlier, right from 0 to 255, the flag value is 0, and the moment at which it is going to beyond its limit, then the flag value is changed to 1. So we have to trace this, and once it is going to reach to the maximum limit, just stop the timer and clear the flag, okay? And if you still want to continue, then simple, I can start this timer and go for the operation, right? So let us discuss this program with program. Okay, so now org00h, just beginning as jump to main, jump to this label. Now tmod comma hash 60. What we did, the timer 1 is configured as a counter in mode 2, and c/t-bar bit is made as a 1, means the timer is configured as a counter. Then clear th1 register, set bit p3.5, make the t1 pin as an input, and set bit tr1, right? So once I am going to start the timer, whatever the external pulses that received on T1 pin, right, that are going to cause the TL to increment, and this TL content I am going to copy in accumulator, and the accumulator content I am going to send to port P2, right? Once I am going to send this to port P2, right? So once the final limit is reached, the TF flag is get set. So I am going to stop the timer, clear the flag, and again do the process. So let us cross check the execution. Okay, so here we are using this timer 1 port P3, because we have to use this P3.0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this bit to generate the pulses, and this is the port P2. Okay, so now go with the step-by-step execution. So first, just pay attention here. Okay, so what it indicate, by default the timer 1, the status of tmod register is 0, 0, and because of that by default the mode 0, that is 13-bit timer counter mode, is selected, right? Now when I am going to load this move tmod comma hash 60, what is happening, 8-bit auto reload mode is selected, and the timer 1 is going to work as a counter. Okay, so the tmod value is a 60 now, and th1 value is 0, and the same values get copied into TL1. Okay, now just check this. I am going to start the timer. So right now there is no any pulses received, and hence the status of P2 is 0. Okay, now I am going to send first pulse, right? So this is the first pulse I am sending. So what has happened, the TL1 which was earlier 0, now it is get updated as 1, and the same value is sent to TL, this port P2. Okay, now again this low to high pulse we are supposed to send. So low to high, say 2, right? So I am going now in the loop. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Means what, simple, we are counting these pulses. Okay, so let us see the same simulation in progress. So as indicated in a program, what we are doing, I am sending here 1 hertz pulse to P3.5, right? So this the pulses I am providing as an input, and now simple I am going to turn it on. So the moment at which these pulses are what we call the detected by this T1, automatically these LEDs will glow sequentially. So 1, 2, is 3, 4, 5. So these are what simple the binary numbers. Okay, so we have to what we call correlate that with the decimal. And so whatever the pulses that are coming from this, okay, so let me show you the pulses too. And one more thing. Just check out this. So we are here with these pulses. And as per given each pulse, when it is going to make the high to low transition, then and then only the respective LED will glow. Let's check out here. Okay, now it is at a high. The moment at which it is going to change the status, right? So here the LED is glowing. Let's go again from the scratch. Now it is at high level. So the moment at which high to low transition is, just check out here. When it make the high to low transition means one pulse is received. Again for high to low. In this way means what? These pulses we are giving externally to pin T1, and these pulses are counted simply by counter, and it will display it on the output stage.